Hello everybody, Alex, founder of Automated.af and co-creator of the Automated Slack app. I'm very excited to show you what this thing can do. It's been a long time in the making. The original idea happened about 2 years ago, and it took a lot of circumstance and coincidence to finally bring this to you. And I've already been using it for about a month now, and it's been wonderful. So very excited to get you guys in here and let you play around with it. So first, what it is. The Automated Slack app is an easy to use app that will turn two tools that you use every day into powerful project automation systems. Workflow automation systems, tracking automation systems for any project in your company. Now, my partners and I built this app out of a need that we had to consolidate and monitor projects into dashboards that our entire team, that includes internally, externally, and contractors, use or know how to use, and makes it very easy for us to deploy new projects, onboard and offboard new contractors, and have everybody in sync on what's going on with regards to different projects at any given time. Now, in this case, those two tools are Slack and Google Sheets. We come out of software and SaaS, so Slack is very big for us on the communication side of things. And Google Sheets, of course, if you're a G Suite user, if you work with a lot of freelancers, Google Sheets is a great way to have sort of a free and collaborative option for creating really awesome organized projects and databases. Now today, March 21st, 2019, the app will do a few awesome things for you. Number one, it will allow you to create and deploy projects to multiple team members using only Google Sheets and Slack, all within Slack, of course. Receive daily summaries around which tasks were completed or outstanding, and be able to track approvals, so approve and track approvals all within Slack. Create gantt-chart-style task timeframes to better manage handoffs. So this is really cool because although a lot of tools out there do Gantt chart style timeframes, a lot of us don't really use it or leverage it. But it's powerful. You know, you want this contractor, this teammate to do something between these days or have it done by this day, and then when that's done, you want the next person to start. That's sometimes a little bit daunting for some of us to create those in some of those Gantt chart systems, but with this app, it's very easy, and I'll show you. And number four, you can keep yourself and your team members on point by receiving non-intrusive reminders to get tasks done. What do I mean by non-intrusive? In my opinion, a lot of the project management tools out there like Asana, Trello, Jira, etc., they alert too much or have too many ways to trigger alerts that are unnecessary and create a lot of confusion, or at least fill up your inbox. So what we tried to do in this is obviously keep all the alerts in Slack, so you're not going to receive email alerts or anything like that, and keep all the alerts very, very task specific. So is this task done? Yes or no, very binary. And all the instructions for the task to get done are preconceived, so none of that creates alerts. And number five, the most important aspect of the app, in my opinion, is the shared Google Drive folder that you and your team will have access to, that's going to hold all the crowdsourced automated workflows, projects, etc., that we believe are the best use cases for the app, or what we use the app for. This includes things like daily VA tasks or weekly VA tasks, so ideas for those and actual real use cases for the app if you have a VA. Content calendars. Content calendars are big and they're very tough to create and monitor, and you don't know what software to use, and everybody wants to throw out their own ideas, and some things work for others. And I've been a part of content calendars that were created in Google Sheets and have worked really well in some very, very big companies, some media companies that produce a lot of content using Google Sheets. So this is a great app for managing content calendars. Social media hacks, we have some that we'll deploy with day one that allow you to just quickly get the most out of social media in a way that you probably aren't leveraging right now. product hunt launches, or any launch at all. So we'll probably have a specific product hunt launch that we like to use in there. That means, you know, day 1 to day 30, month before you launch product hunt, what do? What's task 1, who should do it, task 2, etc., and have the timing in there, and that's the most important thing. So this app is dependent on timing. If you want to do everything in one day, probably not the best use case for this app. But if you want something to get done over multiple steps, over multiple days, or multiple weeks, or multiple months, this is a great app to use. And the best part about it is it's free. There are no plans to monetize this in the near future. We have a ways to go to build features and use cases and get this app to a point where we believe that it is worth every cent that we will charge for it. So right now, go ahead and use it for free and get in there and have it be a benefit to your business. So let's go ahead and check it out. Now, what you see here is app.automated.af. That's where we will host this for the immediate future. So app.automated.af. And what you'll see here is the home screen that you'll get after you've actually attached the app to your Slack channel. So you will have to OAuth Google Drive, OAuth Slack, get it in there, install it on your Slack channel of your choice or Slack station of your choice. And then you see this pretty simple let's get started button. So if we click that, if you haven't created any projects, you'll see a different UI that just prompts you to create your first project. I've created a couple projects to show you a few examples here. Once you've created projects, you do have the option to copy and delete those projects and open them, of course, and this will open in Google Sheets. But let me walk you through the project creation workflow. Pretty simple. You'll hit create a project and you'll see this screen, and some of you may be wondering, why would I click create a project and then see another screen to create a project? And I agree with you, too many clicks. But we need this screen because we are going to have multiple types of projects. The first one is project management, but we're going to have a different template for XYZ and XYZ and XYZ, and we need the screen to build out those different options for you. So you'll see one option now, but soon you'll see 2, and soon you'll see 3. Create a project. Name your project. I'm just going to name this test 2. You choose your time zone. This is important. It's tied to the Slack app. So if I'm in Central Standard Time, I'm going to choose Central Standard Time, and it will know to set all these alert times on the next screen you'll see here to the CST that I'm in. I'm in Chicago. So now what's important is, and I like this a lot, and we wanted to make sure this was an option, but you're going to want to add the app to a channel, and then you're going to want to invite people to that channel. This app may not be something you use across the entire workstation. Maybe you just use it for a few team members, like your marketing team or your sales team or your content team or whatever. And a lot of apps, when you install them, you are asked to select a channel on where they're going to alert you. And if you haven't already created that channel, you have to go back to Slack, create the channel, then come back, click refresh, and then it'll show up. With this app, you can actually add a new channel right here in the UI if you haven't already added a channel. I've added a channel. I'm just going to add it to this test app channel that I've already created. Now I'm going to select a alert time. I'm just going to select here 4:30 in the PM, and then click, actually let me do this, I'm going to select 4:10. Now those are for alerting participants. So the first thing is you want to have a time that everybody in the project will get alerts. In the future, we'll probably customize this a little bit more so each person can change their alert times and have a little more flexibility. But right now, everybody gets the same time alerts, so don't set that too early, obviously, and annoy people. Set it for a time that's good for that specific project. So if this is a content calendar, maybe earlier in the morning. If it's a daily roundup and just alerting people to go grab a metric or whatever, later in the day. Anyways, I'm going to click finish. And what it's doing now, it's actually going into my drive and creating a folder and creating that project spreadsheet. So now when I click open project spreadsheet, it's going to actually create a new tab and open the template. Now this is the template where the project runs. And before I talk about that, I'm going to actually go back to Slack and I'm going to deploy or start this project real quickly. So right now I am in my Slack workstation, but I have to type project start. So even though the project has been created, it hasn't technically been deployed yet. So I type project start. Now I select from the drop down you see here in the UI, test2 is the project name, and it says, do you really want to start the following project? Test2, yes I do. Now it's been started. See, now I get an alert in the test app channel. There is a new project starting called test2. Here are the details, and it links back to this project. Now here are the tasks, and there is a task owner. I'm going to quickly set myself as a task owner. 3 tasks, task A, B, C, and then task descriptions. And then you'll see, which is really cool, I'll move that, the app is actually pulling all of your Slack team members into the drop down under project admin and task owner. Very, very cool. So you don't have to go and find all your team members and type them in and make sure that the handles all match up and all that. All you have to do is click the drop down and they're already there for you. That's not something I did ahead of time. You'll have that too. So the tasks, you know, this is where you want to say, go to LinkedIn and, you know, comb through this hashtag and comment on 3 people with this comment and link as a task for your VA to do on start date today and the alert time you've already set. Due date, very important. You can have the due date be the same day, but the due date can be another day. That's where the Gantt system comes in handy. So you can say, you know, this may be the due date for today's task, but then when I hand it off to another person, I maybe give them 3 days to complete the next task. So that's where it gets a little more intuitive, to where you say, okay, well, you know, day 1, if I'm doing a website redesign project and I want to say, okay, well, day 1 is to create the new landing page URL in Unbounce, right? So I want to duplicate the Unbounce page. It's super successful, but then I need someone to copyright and critique and edit and make sure the links and do all the stuff that I need someone in on my design or copy a content team to do. That takes a little bit more time. So maybe on marketing, I alert someone to create the new Unbounce page for XYZ campaign, and then as soon as they're done on the next day, I want somebody to go in and edit SID campaign, and maybe in the task description, that description says, you know, ping so and so for the URL for the Unbounce page and spend the next 3 days editing. Then they get alert 3 days later saying, are you completed with that editing Unbounce page task? If yes, great. Now it goes back to the original owner of the task for approval. And then they have a few days to approve it. And it says, are you done approving the copy and the links, making sure that's all good? Yes. Then maybe it goes to the PPC team, and the PPC team gets an alert that says, Alex is done with the Unbounce page. It's ready to deploy in our campaigns. Start creating ads and campaigns. And maybe they have a few days to create those campaigns. And then there is an alert to the CEO, founder, VP of marketing, VP of sales, VP of product, whoever, to approve and sign off and say that project is done. So now we have an Unbounce page with ads going to it. It's all copywritten and done. Everybody's been alerted, and task complete. Good. I'm going to approve it. So when you get tasks, it says, hi, Alex. It's time to start working on the following tasks. Tasks A, B, C, and D. I gave all my tasks today, and I set the alert to 4:10. So right on time, it sends me, it's time to complete those tasks. Now I can quickly just go through and say, / complete space task, commands the app, and I want to tell the app that I've completed task A. Do you really want to complete the following tasks? Yes, I do. But maybe I haven't completed task B and C. Now there is logic in the app. It'll alert me tomorrow, and if I have not done the / complete space task by tomorrow, and tell me to complete that task. So the good news is it's software. It works sort of like a stand-up app in that way. If you've ever been a part of stand-up apps in Slack, I hate them. Part of the reason why I wanted to create this, because I liked, instead of just getting a general, hey, what are you doing this week, or what did you do last week, I like to have everything be a part of a project and say, this is what I need to do today. It's going to alert me. It keeps me on track. It's better, in my opinion, than just a calendar reminder. It's better, in my opinion, than just a project, task in Asana, move from this task list to this task list, if it's Kanban board style, or just if you have one of those alerts that just get snoozed, they never happen, and then you go to your Asana board and it's just red and just nobody's completed their stuff. This is a little more actionable, a lot more user friendly, a lot more clear, because each one of these sheets is a project. So this sheet I would call, landing page build and deploy for blah 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 campaign. Now that I have a couple projects, I can duplicate these. So if it's a landing page build that has the same flow, same people, or even if it has different people, maybe I just want to duplicate that and I just want to change the name a bit, maybe test 3, and then I want to keep the channel the same, maybe change the time, maybe keep it the same, 4:30 p.m. got it. Final roundup's at 5, which I don't know if you'll see on this video, but when you get the roundup, you get a list of everything that's been done and what's left to be done. Really cool. So now I have a duplication of that original task list, and you'll see here that after I duplicated it, or before I duplicated it, the completed column and task list A is completed, is checked. I didn't check that. That's the bot that actually checks it, and the bot adds a date here. Now it will alert me as the admin of the project, and it'll say, hey Alex, just want to let you know that task A has been completed by Alex, and it gives me the chance to go and approve that. Now I can approve it, so I'll review that task and I'll approve it. So really great organizational tool. Me, as someone that manages a lot of virtual team members, I can just deploy these projects, duplicate them if they get done and we want to do them month by month, and I can actually go back and compare different results from each project. So did everything get completed this time, right? How fast were those completed? So the completed dates. Coming is attaching a KPI to these projects. So you can have a KPI, maybe the KPI in this one is the time it took to finish the project. Maybe the KPI is click-through rates. Maybe it's a content calendar and you're looking for engagements, overall social engagement. So you can create these one-off projects, run them, deploy them on the team, duplicate them, compare results, or just keep a very, very long project list that's maybe a few months and it's just your entire content calendar for those few months. This one I really like. It's pretty cool. This is a marketing automation engagement. So this is a task list that tells project manager to go to LinkedIn and go ahead and comment as the page, and actually comments as the page instead of as the person. So this is a great task for a VA that has LinkedIn. They can just go and find your actor ID for your page, and they can leave comments on any post under a keyword or a hashtag using your company's actor ID, which then shows up as a comment from the company and not them. So it allows virtual team members, people that really don't work for the company, to continue to build the company's brand and act on behalf of the company page. And this builds your company page likes, and it also gets you some really great click-throughs to the company page. They explore it and back to the site, so hopefully some conversions on whatever your conversion is. So stuff like this will be in your Google Drive folder that you'll have access to, and allow you to quickly get use out of the app day one if you're struggling to figure out how to use it in your business. The next thing we'll do is create a content calendar. Actually, I've got to do that over the weekend for you to deploy in your business. Last but not least, what does it not do? This is important. So the app will not allow you to go back and edit the start times and the alert times for the roundups after you've deployed the project. You can duplicate the project and then start again, and you can delete the projects out of here, but you cannot change the start times once you've passed that and deployed the projects, just to be aware of that. So this is really cool. By the way, I forgot to mention, if you delete the project, you can delete it from the apps database, meaning the app does not have that project and will not deploy alerts for that project, and you can delete it out of your Google Drive, or you can just delete it out of the apps database if you want to keep it in the Google Drive. So once you've built out a sheet and it's really complex, maybe you want to stop the project, but you do not want to delete that sheet. So you can leave it in your Google Drive, or you can delete it out of your Google Drive and delete it out of the apps database, so nobody gets those alerts anymore. And I'm going to do that right now. Learn Automated. This is where you'll get videos. We'll add to this. It'll be a resource center. So check that out. And then if you have any questions, needs, anything from us, there will be a chat icon in the bottom right corner for you, so use that. Otherwise, use team@automated.af for any support inquiries, and we'll go ahead and invite you to the private Slack group as well, so you can go ahead and discuss use cases. There's a lot of founders and a lot of great marketers in there, so enjoy. Again, my name's Alex, and I hope that you are a fan of this app, and I think Slack allows you to leave reviews, so do that if you can. But we're excited, so thanks again. Take care.